Hey, it's me again, Korinn, and this is 365 days of open heart living. Welcome to day 5, Restore. So I'm on a little bit of a roll where I wasn't really planning to record a batch of meditations, but it's happening, so I'm gonna roll with it. So we talked about um, relaxing. And then we talked about the physical aspect of repair when we allow ourselves to relax. And now I want to touch upon the emotional and mental effect of allowing ourselves to relax. So we have, we're in the physical world. We live in a physical body. However, we are also an emotional being, and the energy that I talked about last time of flow that happens, we have emotions that flow through us. And sometimes when our emotions get stuck, like we don't process them, or we don't even like want to look at them and acknowledge that they're there, or we just get in the same pattern in our mind connected to our emotion of being angry or being so sad, or just that stuckness, just being stuck in mind and emotion. That causes problems in our body, it causes problems in the way that we view our life, view ourselves, the way that we feel in our life. When we are open to flow and we are feeling in flow with life, our energy is flowing through us. It's like the garden hose is open, and the the nourishing water of energy is moving through healthfully and can um, sprinkle in our garden or can water our flowers and give us what we need. But with emotional and mental tension, excuse me, with emotional and mental tension, those physical tensions get bent off, kinked off like that garden hose, where it's like one day we're moving along and things are going really good and we're happy and the sun is shining and you know we're healthy. We're healthy in mind, body, spirit, emotion, and things are going good. And then boom, life happens and it kinks our flow so that around that kink tension starts to build up. Tension in the the mind of thinking about this thing that kinked us up and is tripping us up and is inhibiting us from being able to sprinkle our gardens and to water our flowers and to blossom and bloom. And it's mentally tripping us up, and emotionally all that tension is just like building around where it's kinking up, almost like I'm getting the image of like the garden hose, like a balloon, like just bubbling up, bubbling up, bubbling up, because all of that emotional tension is like it wants to pop. It needs a release. But in holding the tension mentally and emotionally, like we we can't physically open our flow up to water the flowers within us that are meant to bloom. And so it's really important um, to just have that awareness too, that when we're holding tension physically in our body, it stems from having emotional and mental tensions sometimes. I mean, we move our bodies in certain ways throughout a day, especially if you have a job that is repetitive, physical labor. Like there's just natural tensions that build physically. But part of the time, some of the time, those tensions can be amplified by your mind's tensions and your emotions tensions. And sometimes your mind and your emotions tensions are directly the culprit of your physical tensions too. So, yeah, that was a little bit of talking. Let's just pause and just relax. Close your eyes. Take in a couple nice, deep, relaxing breaths. So before you came into this space with me, and thank you for being here, I want you to think about, where was your mind at? What were you thinking about? And how did those thoughts get brought into how you feel right now in this moment and the state that your mind is in? What mental space are you coming to this session with? What is your mental tension that you came here today with? Just identify it for yourself silently in your mind. Now, let's do the same for our emotional self. So I want you to reflect on, before you came into this space today with me, where were you at emotionally within your being? How were you feeling? How was that being expressed through you into your interactions in the world and with other people? Were you already feeling relaxed? Were you feeling rushed? Were you feeling heavy, holding onto some burden? Were you feeling happy? Were you feeling confused, frustrated? What were you feeling? And how did that space of how you were feeling get brought into where you are right now with how you're feeling emotionally in this moment? As human beings, we live moment to moment to moment, and we are in our shit all the time. The only time we can get away from our shit is when we face it and we feel it and allow those thoughts and those emotions and those burdens to be dealt with. It takes courage. We are not always happy. I am not always happy. It just, we're human. We have flow of emotion and flow of mind. But in unconscious flow, that's where the tensions build up, like that dang kinked garden hose. So let's just open it up. Feel your breath. Allow the physicality, that gift that is you and your physical body, to be the space to open your mind and relaxing through feeling your breath and coming back again and again to allowing those tensions of the mind to dissipate and allowing the feeling of the breath to become your core focus. If you need to, even use the mantra, the words, relax the mind. to give yourself a little bit of a mental angle, a mental anchor to bring your breath back to feeling and relaxing the mind, feeling the breath, allowing the mind to relax. Hmm. Maybe you're even coming into that space of experiencing that as you feel your breath and allow your mind to relax, your mind lets go a little bit and expands so that your sense of awareness that has been centered on your mind and your thinking is way bigger than your brain, way bigger than your head. It's expanded out into the space that is you outside of your physical self. Breathe into that mental space because that is your mental energy field that surrounds your body. And allow the feeling of the breath to be a cleansing and clearing energy for clearing that mental energy field as well. And it's just simply breathing in and out, feeling your breath, and noticing how relaxed and expansive your mind feels. So sometimes it is the mind that leads the emotions and perpetuates feelings by perpetuating thoughts, good or bad or indifferent. But sometimes it is our feelings that set the mind in motion, perpetuating feelings that perpetuate thoughts, good or bad or indifferent. The two are very much so connected, the mind and the heart. The one moves and the other responds. And having this breath practice is all about building the space of being able to be responsive to how we are in our mind and our emotions versus being reactive to how we are in our mind and our emotions. So as we let relaxing the mind lead today, now we're going to shift our awareness into noticing and feeling how you are feeling right now emotionally. And let me tell you something, there's no right answer here. However you feel is exactly where you are, and you letting yourself feel it is the expansive openness that you need to be experiencing in this moment. Feel at your heart center and just notice how you feel emotionally. Using the breath to lean against and using your feeling sense to feel how it is that you are feeling. And now just notice how you're physically feeling in your body by allowing those mental tensions and the emotional tensions to have some expression, expansion, release. How has that affected the tensions in your physical body? Do you feel more in flow? Do you feel clearer, brighter? Letting that light shine through you, opening that flow of life-giving, nourishing energy that moves through you like water through the garden hose, so that the beautiful flower that you are can be nourished to grow from your own doing. When you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes and keep living your heart.